Thanks for joining this episode. Today we're diving into something that's, well, kind of behind the scenes, but super important: government revenue.
Yeah, it's one of those things we don't always think about, but it's basically the money governments collect to keep everything running. Schools, hospitals, roads, security, you name it.
Exactly. Without that revenue, those essential services would really struggle, and that would slow down economic growth and innovation. So it's kind of the lifeblood of any government.
Right, and most of this money comes from two main sources: taxes and non-tax income. Taxes are the big one, but there's more to it.
Let's start with taxes then. They're the biggest and most reliable source of government income worldwide, and they're compulsory payments from individuals and businesses.
Yeah, and there are different types. Income tax, which is on salaries, wages, and investments. Property tax on land and buildings. Consumption taxes like sales tax or VAT. And corporate tax on company profits.
Taxes provide a steady flow of money that governments use to fund public needs. But then there's non-tax revenue, which is income from other sources.
Like fees for licenses and permits, fines for breaking laws, profits from government-owned companies, think energy or telecom, and even sales of government property.
That's interesting because it helps diversify government income, so they're not just relying on taxes alone.
Exactly. And governments don't just collect money randomly, they have clear objectives for this revenue.
Yeah, like price stabilization. For example, during economic booms, governments might raise taxes to cool down demand and prevent inflation.
And the flip side during recessions, they lower taxes to boost spending and help the economy recover.
Then there's equitable distribution of wealth. Progressive taxes mean the rich pay more, and that money supports poorer groups through subsidies and rural development.
That's a big one. It's about using tax revenue to reduce inequality and help those who need it most.
Another goal is allocation of resources. Taxes can encourage or discourage certain economic activities, guiding resources where they're most needed.
Like giving tax breaks to industries the government wants to promote, or taxing harmful activities more heavily.
Full employment is also a target. Governments invest in infrastructure and promote exports to create jobs.
And finally, maintaining a favorable balance of payments, using taxes to control imports and boost exports, which helps the country's trade balance.
So, government revenue has some key characteristics too. First, it's mandatory. Taxes and fees are compulsory, which means governments can count on a predictable income.
Then there's diversity of sources. Different types of taxes and fees spread the burden and reduce risk if one source falls short.
And the redistribution function. Taxes help transfer wealth from richer to poorer citizens, funding social programs and reducing inequality.
Stability and predictability are important too. Reliable revenue streams let governments plan long-term projects and services.
Plus, public revenue has a big economic impact. Tax policies influence consumer behavior, business investment, and overall economic health.
So why does all this matter? Well, public revenue funds infrastructure like roads and bridges, which reduce costs for businesses and improve daily life.
It also supports education, creating a skilled workforce that attracts businesses and fosters innovation.
And social safety nets, programs that help vulnerable populations, reduce poverty, and boost economic stability.
Public revenue drives economic growth by creating an environment where businesses can thrive.
It also helps maintain equality through progressive taxation and targeted spending, promoting social cohesion.
And don't forget social welfare, ensuring essential services like healthcare and emergency relief are accessible to everyone.
Plus, public services directly create jobs, from teachers to healthcare workers, supporting local economies.
Now, taxation is really the heart of government revenue, but it's not just about raising money, it shapes the economy.
Taxes influence aggregate demand, the total demand for goods and services. During booms, higher taxes reduce spending to prevent inflation.
And during recessions, lower taxes increase spending to boost growth.
Taxes also fund public goods like infrastructure, education, and healthcare, which support economic productivity.
Governments use tax revenue to run fiscal policies, stimulus packages during downturns, or austerity measures when needed.
Income redistribution is another key role. Progressive taxes reduce inequality by funding social programs for lower income groups.
That helps social stability too. Reducing inequality lowers the risk of unrest and political instability, which is better for business and investment.
Taxes also help control inflation and deflation by influencing consumer spending and business investment.
And they support economic growth through incentives, like tax credits for research and development, investment in infrastructure, and capital assets.
Plus, tax breaks for small businesses and startups reduce financial risks and encourage entrepreneurship.
Simplifying tax codes and supporting venture capital also help new businesses thrive.
So in a way, government revenue, especially taxation, is like the engine oil of the economy. You don't always see it, but it's essential for smooth operation.
Yeah, understanding how governments collect and use money really helps us see the bigger picture of how our societies function and grow.
Next time you pay taxes or use public services, it's worth remembering the complex but vital role government revenue plays in shaping our daily lives.
Absolutely, it's a lot more than just numbers on a balance sheet.
Definitely. Thanks for listening.